All right, so for those that aren't familiar with me, they call me Dalton. No, I'm the Crypto Crow on YouTube, and I'm a talking head on the interwebs. That's pretty much it. I want to preface this whole thing by saying I'm not a licensed financial advisor. Don't listen to any damn thing I tell you. Do your own research. Just because I love something doesn't mean it's worth a shit, okay? So I'm not always 100%. I have happened to do pretty well, so I like to think I know what I'm talking about, and I feel like I've done well enough in the space that I do happen to have the respect of a lot of really cool and interesting people, and the whole point of this convention is hopefully to arm you guys with a lot of different things, tools, and education ultimately that can help you change your lives. And I'm known to get emotional because I'm just a big softy inside, even though I look like an axe murderer.
Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you Crow Trader. No longer do you have to be a power trader to make profits in the market. Crow Trader is easy to use, powerful, and customizable. An algorithmic cryptocurrency trading bot that sounds difficult, but makes automated trading a breeze. 6 powerful trading strategies, including Bollinger Bands, EMA Sniper, Ichimoku Cloud, Ping Pong, and others, with more to come. Complete back testing for every market pair so you can see the effectiveness of a strategy using historical price data. Customize your strategies to operate the way you want them to, and let Crow Trader trade the market while you're sleeping. Save and share your customized settings or load settings of other users from within the community. You are never alone. Tweak your settings until content for best earning potential, and then turn on paper trading to find out how effective your strategy is in real time without risking any capital in your experiments. Run Crow Trader on your favorite exchanges such as CoinBase Pro or Binance, with new exchanges coming soon. With Crow Trader, you are never alone as our growing community aims to help one another find success in the market. Once content, turn on live trading for your market pairs and let Crow Trader get to work improving your position using base pairs such as Bitcoin, US dollar, or Ethereum. Get Crow Trader now at crowtrader.com and start trading today.
My wife just says, you know, the only people that need to fear you are bad people, and that's all. I agree. Looks, the tattoos, I did have a 6-year stint in mixed martial arts, and wow, this thing gets really loud if I turn my head. My background is in business development overall. I grew up poor, single mother, welfare, Section 8 housing. It's too early to start this shit. I had a rough life. I've had a rough life, and the last 2.5 years in the crypto space have really enabled me to change my life in magical ways. Don't even know where to begin. But the whole point of everything that I'm trying to do is to hopefully help all of you do what I've done myself. And that's ultimately why we're here. And I mean it wholeheartedly. And I see guys like Alex Mashinsky, who, he's done some amazing things with his life. And he's just a brilliant, hardworking guy on such a powerful mission. Anybody with the balls to go and try and disrupt the banking institutions the way he's doing and go at them head on deserves every bit of respect anybody can give. And it's, I'm gonna try and get through this without being overly emotional. I really wasn't prepared. I think it's because it's early. And I am on testosterone shots, so my estrogen might be high, I don't know. So it is what it is. I used to be a lot meaner, and then I got married and had kids, and now I just cry all the time. I don't know what happened. With 3 daughters, it's really difficult. So I try to be rough and tough, and it's just, I don't know, maybe I'm just too old. So anyway, what we're gonna talk about are a lot of different things, but I am gonna focus on internet security, and not necessarily in a boring way. I'm going to actually show you apps and things that I use to try and keep myself secure. And I'm going to go over some things in the market, and just to kind of give an idea as to, how I view the market, where we're at, what I see coming, and why security is important for all of you. And I encourage a lot of you guys to use some of the things I'm going to show you. I have been hacked, not once, but twice, but in two completely different ways. I was, for those of you that don't know, I was actually SIM ported. So a lot of you guys are seeing, the $24 million lawsuit against AT&T from Michael Turpin, who I've actually talked to. Hopefully I've helped him because of my situation. But basically what's been happening is hackers are calling cell phone carriers pretending to be that person because they're using information that they've accumulated from the dark web or any of these, Equifax hacks or Facebook hacks or whatever, and they're taking that information, pretending to be the individual, and they're getting access to their account, and they're able to transfer the phone number to your, I like the way you're looking at me, that means you're learning something. So they're transferring their phone number to another phone so that they can intercept their SMS codes. And the reason why that's important is because if you're trying to access a web account, an exchange account or something like that, and you say, I want to change my password. Okay, fine, well, we're going to send you an SMS text with a code. Well, if the hackers have access to your number, they're getting that code, not you, and then they're able to log into your account and wipe it. So I'm going to explain to you guys some ways that you can stop that from happening. It happened to me. Luckily, they still didn't get shit because I do things a little bit differently, and I use other apps to keep stuff more secure so that when it happened to me, I had a guy, I get a lot of people that send me emails. Hey, will you look at our project? Hey, will you check out this application? Hey, can you talk about this on your channel? Can you talk about that? I'll pay you all this money. And I was so used to getting so much of that every day that I would just open stuff. Wrong. I always tell everybody now, it doesn't matter what you send me, I don't open anything on my, I have multiple systems. I literally have 6 computers. I do different things on all of them now because of some of the things that have happened. And this isn't even the meat. I'm just kind of rambling for a minute because it's early. But I wanted to get these points across. I had a guy, he had sent me something about a project that they were working on. I opened the file and I had no idea. I'd basically given him like a sub-7 account access to my laptop. And the guy was Russian, so basically while I was sleeping for 8 hours, yeah, sure, I sleep 8 hours, however long it was, the guy had access to my primary laptop. Still didn't get squat. The only thing he was able to get was some Dropple tokens that were sent to me by the Dropple company because they wanted me to use them to test their platform to possibly do a review on their system. And so that's all he got. He had access to everything, man. What he did do is he tried to hold my YouTube channel hostage and was telling me, pay me 25 Bitcoin or I'm destroying your channel, which he did. He wiped my entire YouTube channel. Luckily, I work with somebody who happens to be a lawyer for Google, and he got my account back for me within like 3 or 4 days, which is unheard of. So, luckily, just having the reputation I have for just being kind of a no bullshit, kind of honest guy helped me get my channel back. So that's one of those things that paid dividends for sure. Because honestly, I thought my livelihood at the time was over. I mean, I quit as a business development consultant for mortgage companies to be a YouTuber. So, which is absolutely insane. So anyway, as I move forward, the slides are more just to guide me and keep me on track because I have a billion thoughts running through my head all the time that keep me up late at night, and I just need something to kind of keep me guiding down the right direction. And I've never used this, so we'll see what the first one says, if it works. Actually, there's a lady in the audience who, this is her clicker, yeah. Which button do I push to make it go? I feel like a senior citizen playing with the internet for the first time. Oh, okay. USB, okay. There we go. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yay. Okay, so one of the first things I want to talk about basically is accumulating more. And the reason I'm talking about this is because of the fact that I firmly believe that this cycle that we're in right now is ultimately the last opportunity for any of you guys to get into Bitcoin under 10 grand and a lot of these altcoin projects before they explode. And so basically some of the different ways you might accumulate: mining. Whether you're building, well, the very first thing I did when I got into the cryptocurrency space is I built an Ethereum mining rig. I built a 6 GPU mining rig. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I fumbled through it, literally almost caught a computer on fire because I didn't think to use 2 power supplies, divide up the power, learned a valuable lesson, came back, why isn't it working? I was, connecting remotely to this thing to monitor it and was wondering why it wasn't working. I went down, I checked, modules were melting. And I'm like, holy cow. So then I did 2 power supplies, rebuilt the thing, and it was purring away. And I've since built another one where I did a whole walkthrough on my channel about how to build a 6 GPU mining rig, and it's still mining Aeon for today. So so mining is one way, and that's Ethereum mining. I'm mining anything on the ERC20 blockchain with this GPU rig that cost me $3,500, and I'm mining a token right now that's worth, I don't even know what the hell it's worth because I haven't checked. I think its all-time high was $11, and I think right now it might be sitting at 10 cents. So I'm accumulating this, speculating on the fact that, or the idea that when the market starts to really come back, that $3,500 mining rig I built is going to probably profit me somewhere around $100,000. Okay, and I've been mining throughout basically the whole bear market. And I could be wrong. Project could go to hell and be worth nothing. I don't know. It's speculative. I believe it's going to do well. The Aeon project, not that this is a promo for them, but basically their whole platform is about interoperability. It's about enabling different blockchains to communicate and work with each other to achieve common goals. So, if Cardano's trying to do X and their strength is this, and this other blockchain's strength is something else, well, they'll be able to work together cohesively through this interoperability protocol that Aeon's providing, as well as all of the other partnerships and things. And I think that's going to be insanely powerful and important as we move forward. And a lot of these altcoin projects that we're seeing out of like the 3,000 that exist, and the cream rises to the top, everything else goes away. Each one of these big blockchains, I believe, is going to have a very specific purpose, and they're going to work together. And I think that the interoperability functionality is going to be insanely important, and I'm kind of placing my bet on Aeon, but that's just me personally. A-I-O-N. There are different ways to spell it. Yeah. Well, now you got it. The other side to mining, and that's, with a GPU mining rig, you can mine all sorts of things. I mean, you could pretty much take your pick, whatever you want to place your bet on. There are websites out there that'll tell you every day, what's hot to mine today. I don't mess with that because I do really speculative mining. There are some people out there that mine for the profit that it yields right now. So if I'm mining Ethereum, I'm mining it. I'm sending it directly to my exchange account and I'm selling it off because I'm living on that. Major mining conglomerates are doing that right now, but they're doing it over the counter. What a lot of people don't realize is a lot of these big mining farms, I have a co-located mining facility in Siberia because it's cheap. Power is stupid cheap, and it runs, all the miners run at 0 degrees, and we have like a 10 megawatt something, just a crazy power supply. Like we could put another 4,000 ASIC miner units in this facility, and that's before we've even opened the other 2 buildings. Okay, so we're expanding it, and we're growing this. And so that's Bitcoin ASICs mining. Accumulate. That's all I'm doing. Everything I'm doing right now is in efforts to accumulate more now because I just want to be a billionaire in 2 years and I don't want to have to work again. So there's swing trading. Thank you. There's swing trading, which right now I believe is pretty risky because of the manipulation, the whales that can dictate things, and honestly, Leverage trading is just not helping anybody, in my opinion, because the whales are out there. They're able to manipulate these swing trades, and with the futures and with all these different things happening, if you're trying to go into leverage trading right now, especially if you don't know what you're doing, but even if you're a seasoned veteran pro trader and you're following some of these YouTubers, like go to ByBit and get whatever, you're gonna lose your ass. I mean, that's just, I can't say it any other way. The likelihood of you losing, because, man, I'm saying a lot really fast. I should probably slow down. I didn't really take any drugs or anything, just so you guys know. So there's just so much to say in so little time. The whole idea of leverage trading is people are basically placing bets. It's like gambling, for those of you that don't know. And you can basically say, okay, well, I want to bet on the price of Bitcoin next week. I think it's going to be X. And I'm going to basically put 1 Bitcoin in the pot. And then I'm going to leverage that. So I want to say, well, if I'm right, maybe I get 50X of my investment. If I'm wrong, I lose it all. And the thing of it is whales are doing this with thousands of Bitcoin at a time. And these whales are competing with each other. So you've got major market, with the volume as low as it is right now, these whales are able to swing trade 1,000 Bitcoin like it's nothing, while they're competing with each other for no other reason than bragging rights, because let's face it, it's not about the money at that point, it's about who can dominate who, right? And we're the little lemmings that are throwing our $400 in the market thinking, I'm gonna get rich off of my 50X bet. And what happens is that this whale decides that there's a lot more, power leaning the opposite direction of his bet, so he's going to go out and he's going to send the market one direction or the other to liquidate all of these guys so that he's profiting off of his swing, and it's a back and forth thing that doesn't make any sense because it's not the natural market. And so when people go into leverage trading thinking, I'm going to start trading because it's the market's hot and it's volatile and this and that, that goes beyond normal volatility of Bitcoin or any crypto asset. So I stay away. I'm not a whale. I don't have 2,000 Bitcoin that I can swing trade on a whim and just try and liquidate my buddy so that we can joke about it at dinner. Like, that's just not me. So for those of you guys out there, I know what it's like when you're constantly searching for new ways to try and improve your Bitcoin position or your altcoin position, and you want to trade and you see what some of these guys are doing. I'm going to tell you guys right now, and this is the God's honest truth. I know that a lot of you guys follow me on YouTube and you watch my channels, and you know that I try to keep it as straight up as I possibly can, but I am also very well aware of a lot of other YouTubers that don't give a shit about their viewers, and it pisses me off to the point where I have private conversations with some of these guys and I call them out. I think anybody that's pushing the retail market into leverage trading is just schmuck. And I'm saying that directly to the camera because it's lining you guys up and setting you guys up to lose money so that they're making significant sums off of the money you're depositing. And it's bullshit. And I don't think it should be happening. And I don't believe any YouTuber should be pushing, newcomers in this space into that kind of environment. Scalping. Scalping is basically, I'm going to go into the market, I'm going to make little swings back and forth using the volatility of a particular asset and make little cuts. I'm going to buy at $5, I'm going to sell at $5.50, or and it depends on the candle you're using. And we're going to get into some more of this stuff later when I go into the bot trading, because a lot of these things from your swing trading, your scalping, your day trading, your whatever, I do that all the time with automated trading bots. And a lot of people that don't understand what an automated trading bot is, my thing later is basically me. I'm going to show you some very simple technical analysis things that I do that anybody can do to make very easy swing trades on just about any asset. And then I'm going to show you how a bot can do it all for you on autopilot. For those of you that have been following me for a long time, I used to do videos like how I made $1,500 today. And, and it was basically me showing everybody, hey, this is the bot that I'm using. These are my settings. Here you go, have fun. And I would give those settings away for free. So services. Now, this is pretty broad, but there are so many people out there that have, you might have your typical day job, whatever it is that you do, but maybe you have a lawn care business on the side, or whatever it is you do. Any service you can apply. Pay me in Bitcoin, pay me in Litecoin. Go set up an account. if you want to pay me in Bitcoin, and it's going to sound crazy because a lot of the people that you're going to engage to do this are going to look at you like you're stupid. What the hell is a Bitcoin? And so you're going to have to educate these people, and you're going to say, okay, well, you can set up an account on CoinBase or Crow's Nest X for that matter, and they're going to be able to go in and buy their Bitcoin, and then they can pay you, and then just make it a recurring thing. If you know you're going back to that customer all the time, it behooves you to start educating people that you're providing different services to and having them pay you in crypto, because it's going to help you accumulate. And the 20% discount that you're giving somebody today isn't going to mean squat in the next 6 months. It's going to mean a significant amount of money more than what you're going to be paid. Oh, I mowed your lawn for $30. I'll do it for 20 in Bitcoin. That 20 in Bitcoin is probably going to be $150. And if you're adding to that and you're constantly accumulating, over the next year or 2 years, it's going to get stupid. And the other way is DCA, average in. This is the higher one. This is $100 every week invested into Bitcoin over the course of a year starting 1 year ago. It's $5,300 invested in total at a current value of $8,000. That's $100 invested in Bitcoin every week for 1 year starting 1 year ago. What was going on in the market a year ago? A horrible bear market where the price was just dropping all the time, right? How the hell could you get 51% profit in a downfall? That's what DCA is all about. You're averaging in. You're buying, rather than just going into the market, okay, a year ago, I'm going to put $5,300 in the market. Oh, I might have lost. But the volatility of Bitcoin, even during a downtrend market, there's still upswells. It goes up, it comes down a little. It goes up, it comes down a little. And when you're averaging in, you're ultimately taking all of the price points of your position over a period of time, you're averaging it out, which is going to enable you to reach profit much quicker. Now, imagine doing something like this in a bull market. Where are we right now? This is a year in hell. What do you think this same principle is going to do over the next year? We're 6 months away from the next Bitcoin halving. For those of you, how many of you guys know what the Bitcoin halving is? Okay, so I want you to know why I'm here. So this is in a really bad market with some upswell. I mean, we've done pretty well. This is also going to include the $3,100 low and the climb up from that. So, but you're getting that average. That's 51%. Now, this, how many of you guys know what this is? Okay, this is Bitcoin stock to flow chart. All right. This is what I look at all the time to remind myself of how wealthy I'm going to be in the next 3 years. So when I look at this chart, I think, wow, what a beautiful mess. And, I guess I should come down here. This here is 6 months from now. This is the next Bitcoin halving. This is Bitcoin's projected price at about 5/21 of 2021. That projected price is $104,000 a Bitcoin. We're going to get there. If you look at the history of this stock to flow chart, the stock to flow, for those of you guys that don't know, is basically a calculation of how much Bitcoin exists compared to how much Bitcoin is entering the market every day against the total supply to ever happen. Okay? And every 4 years, Bitcoin's yield to miners gets cut in half. So right now, if we're at 1,800 Bitcoin a day being produced by the mining structure, whatever you want to call it, all the miners out there, in 6 months, that 1,800 a day is going to go down to like 800. Okay? What happens then is, while the Bitcoin mining yield gets cut in half, the price typically doubles. And this is a part of the whole deflationary system that's been coded into Bitcoin's algorithm. The price will only ever really truly rise over time, all the way up to 2140, okay? And so the idea, the name of the game is we are all getting associated with this, learning about this, getting involved with this era of disruption. We're all on the ground level still because we haven't even reached any kind of significant point of mass adoption yet. There aren't 20,000 people in here all cheering hoo-hawing for Bitcoin because so many people still think it's bullshit. So many people still don't understand the technology. They don't understand the finances of it. They just don't get it. Some people are just so completely complacent with grinding away in their daily life, just feeling like, I did this meme on social media where I basically said, the wealthy are born with an entitlement chip that makes them believe and understand that wealth is in their nature. That they're going to be wealthy no matter what they do. So they're constantly looking for new ways to grow their wealth. While the poor sorry. The poor are constantly told that they can't achieve anything. And I think that it gets to me, to my core, because I see what potential there is for everybody to be able to achieve, for everybody to be able to do something if they just pay attention. I missed the dot-com bubble. Hell, I was 21 years old working on a business plan. I was looking at $2.1 million in venture capital for an idea I still have yet to see anywhere. I was basically going to create what was called a resumedia sheet. I was going to take resumes, I was going to combine them with media and create a resumedia sheet so that all these companies could pay me $20,000 a month to look up resumes instead of Monster.com. And I was really staring down the barrel of, over $2 million in venture capital. I was 21. And the dot-com bubble burst. I've come in late to just about everything. I have a buddy who made his first $1 million before he was 21 years old because he used to buy up domain names for nothing, turn around and sell them for anywhere from $500 to $100,000 a pop. Missed that bubble too. Because when you grow up in the environments that I was raised in, which haven't been pretty ones, nobody's talking about how to make money. Everybody's talking about what kind of shoes you wear, how cool you are, what you got. None of us had shit. None of us had anything. And nobody's teaching you how to be an entrepreneur. Nobody's teaching you how to succeed. They're teaching you how to grind. They're teaching you how to be a bee. They're teaching you how to make other people wealthy and ignore what you want in life. Nobody's preparing you for the very idea that each and every one of us has the power to accomplish anything we want to do if we're willing to put in the time. And this is just an opportunity that just can't be passed up by anybody. And I think that's why I just get emotional. Get a little emotional. But anyway, this stock to flow chart is a beautiful thing. Some people say it's bullshit. I don't, because history has proven. What you see is after we get to a point in Bitcoin's timeline where we hit that halving, well, what happens? The price starts to go up. And then the sentiment starts to change, and that starts to go up. And we typically far exceed that line. If you see where there's a squiggly little redness there and it turns yellow, that's actually the price. So the price you see shot up. That $20,000 shoots that was way higher than Bitcoin stock to flow price at that time. It's the market sentiment. It's the people realizing, oh my gosh, Bitcoin's going up, I better buy in. And a lot of people buy in late because unlike you folks that are sitting here listening to everybody talk, trying to educate yourselves and empower yourselves to change your lives, you guys are in early. So while the price is rising up, you're already in. You guys are going to be the ones that profit. And you guys are going to be the ones continuing to educate other people, your friends and family, on what you should be doing as the price is going up and as the price is changing. And because you're already here for a cycle, you're going to be looking for that peak that so many of us missed last time. So now we become prophets. And so this is going to help us moving forward better understand where the price action is going to go. I do believe we're going to see $1 million Bitcoin wholeheartedly without it. I have done so many videos and so many calculations on Bitcoin's price. I did a video once where I even had to change the name of it to make it look more believable because it's insane. I did a video, it was $280,000 Bitcoin. But when I actually calculated everything up, which I did on the video, it was like $1 million Bitcoin. So easy. It was taking just 5% of the global, what was it that I used? It was 5% of the global pension money. Thank you. And just 5% of the global pension money going into institutional Bitcoin, that alone would send Bitcoin to $1 million. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And there are so many people that don't even have Bitcoin, still don't even know what it is. Bitcoin's gonna be $1 million easy, and it's not gonna take that long. Hell, the next halving is what, 2025? That over there, that's $1 million Bitcoin. And then from there, I think it goes to 10 million.
Welcome to the Monarch Wallet, a truly decentralized cryptocurrency wallet that supports over 3,000 cryptocurrencies. And for merchants, it includes Monarch Pay. Buy and sell from your bank or credit card. Earn up to 8.2% interest and soon get loans. A built-in decentralized ERC20 exchange. Portfolio tracker, market cap, and news. Users own their keys and seed. Biometric security. Go download the Monarch Wallet today.
We're gonna get there. I truly believe that there's gonna come a day when we're not necessarily sending or trading Bitcoin. It's all gonna be about the Satoshi, man. Satoshi could be $1. Could you imagine $1 Satoshi? There's 100 million Satoshi in one Bitcoin. And if you don't think for a second that and I've made, not to sound like a conspiracy nut, but I do believe it's possible, Bitcoin could be the new world ore money, people. It could be the one world currency. We don't know. For all I know, the NSA created this shit in the 1980s, and they've just perfected the technology and released it in 2009, and we're all sucking it up. But you know what? I don't really care, because I'm gonna be a freaking billionaire anyway. Now I don't even know how long I've been talking. It feels like I'm talking for 4 hours already. So crypto security. These are gonna be basically, some of it's gonna be very simple, but I'm telling you right now, each and every slide on here that I'm gonna discuss is insanely important. And I highly encourage you guys to take heed. Well, that's supposed to say no to SMS. SMS authenticator. I do not have a proofreader on staff. Say no, say not, SMS authenticator. This is why SMS and SIM ports are so popular. It's the SMS. If you're using Google Authenticator, you're good. Now, still don't want you guys to use Google Authenticator on your cell phone. Because if you're out in the club, like I'm gonna be tonight, drinking my Macallan, little tipsy, everybody coming up, what's up, Crow, party? Drop your phone gets kicked somewhere, you lose it forever, you're done. You can't access, whoops, I don't know where it's going. You can't access anything. Unless you've made a backup, which I can't tell you how many people I know have not made a backup of their QR codes for their Google Authenticator. It's crazy. So I actually use multiple devices for my QR codes because it's better safe than sorry. I like fail safes. But I use an iPod. It's not connected to the internet. And my iPod I can keep in a little drawer, I can keep locked up in a safe, I can keep wherever, never has to leave, it's always there when I need it. Typically, when I want to use it, I do have to plug it in and charge it back up. But this, to me, has been proven to be one of the biggest security things that I could have done. It's Google two-factor authenticator on an iPod. Now, I always joke with people about how I have airport security in my house. It's true. This is enterprise level firewall for the consumer market. I've done videos about this. I've actually had this company on my channel where we've talked about it. This firewall, for many, is not cheap. And here's the reason why this is important for you, even now if you have small holdings. To give you an example, Cardano's all-time high was $1.33. Right now it's trading at about 4 cents, right? So maybe I throw $1,000 into Cardano, and because it's only worth $1,000, I'm not as concerned with security. Well, what happens in crypto? Within a 24-hour period, it could go straight to the moon. And then all of a sudden you realize, I've been talking about this on Telegram. I've been talking about crypto on Facebook. I'm sending emails here and there to all my friends and everybody else. And you know what? The hackers know you got some shit. So they are going to, without you even realizing you're a target, they are going to target you. And anything that you've done on Facebook or any social media whatsoever, there's a catalog of it. If you are a crypto trader, buyer, seller, whatever, somebody has a record with your name on it and they're just waiting to strike. I'm telling you now. Just because I'm a YouTuber and you know I'm more known than the typical crypto user, trust me, they got your name, they got your card. This helps me sleep at night. It's just not cheap. The one I got one with all the bells and whistles. I think I spent $1,500, and that's with like a 3-year subscription. But this thing has stopped so much stuff in my home network. My kids, my daughters, they come in for the week and they're hooking up. If they've got viruses, that thing stops it. If they've got anything on their phones, if anything tries to get into my home network, that thing stops it. If somebody sends me emails with something nasty in it, that thing stops it. And I can look and I can see in real time everything that's happening on my entire network. This is Cisco Meraki. This is the exact stuff that they use in airports. And this kind of thing would typically cost people 20, 30 grand to set up in an airport. This is the exact same hardware for like $1,500 for 3-year subscription. So while your holdings may not be that significant now, and you think, I'm not gonna spend that kind of money on a freaking firewall to protect $1,000 worth of assets, you're not buying it for today, you're buying it for tomorrow when it's actually worse and more, and you become a significant target, and people start trying to phish you, scam. I mean, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. This is a big one. I will never tell anybody who is a legitimate rape victim that can't possibly be one of the worst situations anybody, man or woman, it happens to men, it's not that often. But seriously, like, I felt more violated when I was hacked than, like, I truly did compare it, like, I thought, you know, if I were physically raped, I feel like it would be similar. When you lose access and all control over you, like to me, my crypto is me. That's my world. That's everything that I am. It's my job, it's my livelihood, it's my family, it's everything. And I was violated, not once but twice, in 2 different ways. And when I talked about it on my channel, you know, it's like, I tell you, you can't possibly fathom what it's like to log into your computer, see everything in disarray, like you've been burglared, you know, and know that everything that is you is now in the hands of somebody else, you know. And what I learned is, I did a video on this. I called AT&T after my SIM port. I talked to 3 different reps. The first 2 covered it up, and I recorded it all. And I sent it to Michael Turpin, and I sent it to all these guys that are suing the hell out of them. Because the first rep, my wife was there the whole time while I was talking to him on speakerphone, recording the whole conversation. First rep I talked to, oh no, nothing could have happened. I'm like, why? I'm like, where is my phone number? Why is my phone number messed up? What's happened? I said, did somebody call and tell you that they were me? Did you transfer my number? I'm like, did I get SIM hacked? No, nothing like that could have happened. It's impossible, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, something's wrong with my line. Something's wrong with my phone number. I need my phone now. I need my phone back. This went on for, I think the whole thing took like an hour. And it's like the whole time, I'm like arguing with these morons. This hacker's got access to my stuff, right? So then I talked to the next rep. They transfer me up somewhere. Same kind of conversation. Finally, I talked to the third rep who had kind of broken English, obviously wasn't clued into their ways, who was like, yeah, somebody called about 7 o'clock saying, you called at 7 o'clock wanting a SIM transfer. I said, thank you for being the only honest person I've got on the phone. And I recorded the whole thing. I made a YouTube video out of it, and the whole conversation, man. And these guys covered it up. And finally, what happened is I ended up being transferred to their fraud department. And their fraud department flat out said, you need a priority 1 celebrity lock on your account. Any one of you can have it. I'm not special. You call up your cell phone carrier and you say, you know what, I'm a public figure. You don't need to know who, or how, or why, but I need a priority 1 block on my phone. Nobody should ever be able to just call you and say, hi, I'm Crypto Crow, and change my phone number. You set it up so that you have to go in to your local location. That's what I did. Nobody's changing anything on my account unless they're 7 feet tall and they walk in smelling like an ogre and they walk into my local branch and they say, I want to change my account. And they have to have 2 forms of ID to prove they have ogre blood. And that's it. And everybody should change your account to make sure you have a priority 1 lock. No changes without fraud department. If I call into the carrier, I have to immediately be transferred to the fraud department. If anybody calls I've seen it. I went in, I've tested them. They get a big red banner across their screen, contact fraud department. And every one of you guys can set it up. There's no reason why anybody, and this is before they started making some, from what I understand, they're making some pretty significant changes to make it a lot more difficult. I told them, you guys just need to cancel out SIM transfers altogether. Somebody needs to be in the physical branch. There's no reason anybody can call and do this willy-nilly. So that's insanely important. If you haven't done something like this already, I highly encourage you to do that. Hush mail. This is cheap. I think it's might be $8 a month. This is an encrypted private email system. And how many of you guys have one exchange account? How many of you have more than one exchange account? Maybe you have 5 different exchanges, right? You're trading shit coins all day. This exchange has this shit coin, that exchange has that shit coin. I know how it is. So you've got 5 different exchange accounts. Well, what happens sometimes if you go in and you say, I want to change my password? Well, they give you parts of your email address, right? Well, if a hacker knows you, there's a decent chance they could probably figure that email address out, right? With Hushmail, they can't. With Hushmail, I have one primary email address, and I can create an endless series of anonymous email addresses that send to my primary email address, but they're basically aliases. So I can have a Binance alias, I can have a CoinBase alias, I can have all these aliases. They all go to the same place, but no hacker knows it. Nobody on the internet knows it because you're never making that email public. I can have a Hushmail alias on my YouTube channel if I want. There's so many different things that you can do. And if you want to send an encrypted email, you push a button. This needs to be encrypted. Here's the key. Person that receives the email, they can unlock the content of the email, and everything's safe and secure. And it's super, super cheap. The only thing that is kind of a pain in the butt is that when I want to log into my Hushmail account, I got to thumbprint, iPrint, I got to do all this stuff just to access it. But it's secure because if I can barely get access to my shit, some hackers probably not. So, and it's insanely useful. So I encourage you guys to check out Hushmail. And then Hushed. So if anybody ever asks me for my phone number, I'm not giving you my phone number. Not that I don't trust you. I don't want you putting my phone number anywhere on the internet. I don't want my phone number. I don't want you texting me. I don't want, oh yeah, I got Crow's number, here you go, and it ends up on Reddit or some shit. I don't want any of that. I'll give you my Hushed number. Hushed is an application that runs on my phone where I have an entirely new phone number. I can change it whenever I want. It's like $5 a year, I think, maybe. It's like super cheap. I get text, voicemail, the whole 9, and I can pick my number, and it runs on my phone. It's like having a phone within a phone. So if somebody happens to get hold of my Hush number, well, go ahead and call the carrier and see if you can SIM-port that. And that's what it's all about. It's just keeping it all away from prying eyes. I can do whatever I want, and I don't have to worry about being SIM-ported. I can use it for my exchange accounts. I can use it for whatever I want, just like any other phone number. The only difference is I don't have to worry about getting SIM-ported. I don't have to worry about anything being intercepted. And I'm telling you, it's been great. I initially got that app, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a pain in the ass. No, I will say that making phone calls with it, it's hit or miss. But I don't really use it to make phone calls. If I want to talk to somebody, I'm probably just going to call them. But making phone calls for me at least hasn't been that great. But text messages, all that stuff has been really, really good. And that's basically what the app looks like. So, like I said, it just looks like any other phone, but it's like a phone within a phone. What time do we have? It's 12:45? Oh, 12:25, okay. Because I think that was that. All right, so